Hello, welcome back to Blenderian LIVENODING. In this episode, I'll be sharing with you these Node 3 creations using SKETCHFAB in Blender. That's basically put geometry on stick. Alright, so we have donuts on stick, we have cricket on a stick, and also we have the stick itself. So originally it was, I was looking at some foods on stick, and usually I get inspiration from foods, satay, donuts on stick. And also this marshmallow man, especially this picture right here. So this kind of thing that I think we can create procedurally inside Blender. I think that's pretty cool, and this is based on the fact that it's pretty easy for us, to create a cube, and maybe just put a head, put the arm. I don't know, make the arm and the legs. This is only one side. And this guy over here, if you take a look properly, this box actually have the position, it has a bounding box, and it has the rotations. So this is really cool because we can simply bring this into the main collection here, select the objects, and then just reload it in SketchFAB. Now suddenly we have this. We have this really weird looking characters or like creatures, but the idea is exactly that. Based on Blender tools over here, we simply create, like box, because we can easily draw things on another things, because we can also draw it in an angle. If we select this guy over here and go to edit mode, select the edge and control command B, I think, yeah. So we can make something like this. If it's the 90 degrees angle, we can apparently draw a box like that. And this is actually also being respected. So if I just put this inside the main, get selections, yeah, you can see this guy is being moved. Move this into main, select object, get selections, hide the original main objects. Yeah, so we have everything, all the Satay objects being generated, including the weird cricket things. This is because I actually have a bunch of things happening. Okay, the one that's less weird is the without the cricket, but I have the cricket also. So this Satay is something that I can modify, and maybe this is a good one to explain. So based on this fact that Blender generate box and place it where we want to, kind of the blocking ideas, and based on this we generate this Satay donut. Okay, so the donuts is not scaled to the box, but we can modify that later. But anyway, we take so from the original box, we simply use the bounding box and get the size XYZ. So that's the scale. If I'm actually explaining it with the cricket, it's easier because the cricket simply being scaled to the bounding box of the original box. Okay, that's why we have the cricket on a stick. So we have the cricket, and it's being offset slightly. Other than that, is I just rewire the direction so it's following the box itself. If you imagine the box is like a cylinder, it's actually growing in the z-axis, and I simply scale the cricket to fit the bounding box. So that's first. The next one, we have the stick. The stick is basically just a cylinder, so I can modify the radius. The cylinder is being scaled to follow the bounding box, but only this being scaled in the z-axis. I can make it to scale in the x and the y-axis as well. So now this cylinder actually fit our original box, and this is probably what you want. Yeah, you can see this is the box that's being angled 45 degrees. This is like our character. But if we just want it as a stick, just keep simple. Keep the radius in x and y. So this is the radius for the stick. And finally, we have this donut. The donut is actually a line that's been subdivided. And then I simply duplicate objects along edge. So SKETCHFAB has like really all kind of nodes that's really useful. They're almost sometimes hidden. So I can give the padding to the donuts. I think this is the one that's the most useful. So you can just add the donuts on the torus. I mean like a torus on the stick. You can scale the donuts itself. And this guy is scaling on the stick. So it's almost like this marshmallow monster, right? This one is really cool. I think, yeah, this is something that you can, just place objects in Blender, just to make something like this. But this is really cool, pretty cool. So this is exactly what I'm doing here. So if you want to make like a monster, let me try. Cube head. It's very imperfect, but it's pretty fun and organic. Select this. We can move it to new collections. Monster, marshmallow monster. And we have, okay, I'm using objects in, but we also have collections in. Collection picker. I should have used collection picker, but anyway, this, you can select objects, get selections. Yeah, we have that. It's just a matter of scaling the stick maybe and scaling the donuts. It's just an idea, but I think it could be useful at some point. I'm using subdivision. I'm actually subdividing this line. I can fractal the line so it's a little bit deformed. Play around with the padding. Oh well, you get the ideas. This is just a torus that's been duplicated on top of the lines. Everything is procedural here. I can control the resolutions. This is actually something that you might be able to replicate using geometry nodes. Although I think because the way SKETCHFAB being created, it's making this thing a lot easier to do, just because of a lot of useful nodes. Okay, so maybe I need to make it so that the donut follows the bounding box a little bit better. But you can see here we have 28 objects that we can modify and randomize further. Maybe I'll tweak this a little bit more so we can easily make this kind of character just by drawing boxes. Okay, so that's pretty much it. This is geometry on a stick, node 3. I need to clean this up, but using SKETCHFAB nodes in Blender. Hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.